I want to like, of course, thank you once again for finding a time to joining. And also to start off with like this very, I think in the way pivotal moment, because I briefly went through the interview we had like, I think like a few years ago, where you
Yeah, I
talked
think two
how
or
you
3 years ago.
in creative industry, but not exactly, as an artist. And then you
Mhm.
decide like you become an artist. So I was like, how did this exactly happen? Was it like the immediate realization or something you came towards through those years and then you're like, okay, this is the moment. I'm going to be an artist.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, it was the moment. I mean, I was working full time at Isabel Marant. I was a communication manager, and I mean, every day and every weekend back home, I was working on my painting, and I started to sell them and to communicate on Instagram to build a website. And little by little, I thought, it's a time. I mean, if I don't do this I was 33 at that time, I will never risk it later. So I decided to quit my job. It was complicated decision because it was comfortable. I have 2 children. I mean, I need to get enough to live. It's not just about the dream. And so from that time, I worked really, really, really a lot on my painting and on communicating about my painting, trying to do as much exhibitions I could, collaboration I could. And this was 3 years and a half ago, almost 4 years ago.
Wow. And like when you're sad, so you decided to go to be an artist like full time, what would you say the most gave you this confidence? Was it like the works that you were selling? Like I know like maybe like some galleries you already worked with, or just like because like to your point, I totally get it. I feel it's like part
Yeah.
of you is like it's a dream, but the other part of you is like, okay, this is like you don't know like how it's gonna go. So
It was not at all about the galleries because I had no connections on the art with the art world at that time. I had a lot of connection in the fashion industry, but not at all in the art industry. But I was getting confident about my work, about what I was doing in art. It was very personal. And also because, yes, people were buying my work. So it was both I can sell it, and I think it's good enough to carry on working on it. I
Hmm.
hope I'm clear.
I see. Yeah, no, they totally make sense. I like wanted to talk a little bit about your medium. So how did you find, because this is a very, I mean, I guess it's like that's the whole point of art, is unusual, like murals. And how did you find it? Or did you like explore it through way
Yeah, I
with
explored. Well, I've always been passionate about faces. I was at that time I was already painting faces with aquarelle, aquarelle, acrylic, and then I started to explore oil painting, and I felt in love with oil paintings. This is a oil painting. I mean, I only do oil now, and at one point I was thinking that I should do a mural. I mean, to try a bigger space, and so I tested and. It looked well, so I got orders for murals, and then I tested other medium I really enjoy now, like oil pastels. It's different. I have some here. I can show you. So this is pastel. I really, really love doing pastels these days, and it's complementary with oil painting. So I think now I found my medium. And I do a lot of preliminary drawings. Like this is my little
that's
cornet with
incredible.
only pencils. Mm, okay.
I love how the drawing has like they're almost like more intimate and personal.
Yeah,
They're so
exactly.
beautiful.
No, this is not finished yet.
And can you walk me like a little bit through like your work process? So when you start to work in the painting, is this like start from like say drawings and drafts in your notebooks or like
Yeah,
go
but
right?
yes, but no. Well, it starts from a pictures because from a picture I take a lot of photo. since I'm a child. I mean, I really enjoy taking pictures. So, or from people I know very well, family and friends, or people who come to my workshop and they agree that I take pictures of them. And so I have thousands of pictures on my computer. I print them in black and white paper. This, for
Wow,
instance.
that is so artistic. I mean, like, did you catch it in the moment or like
No,
it,
no, it was young dancers, and I asked them to do like to lie down. I mean, they were like 15, but here they are just five. But it was a big, big, big bunch of girls. Um, oh, this is one of my daughters. She took these pictures of me and my other daughters.
so
But
cute?
I
I
think
love
it's
that.
the only one I haven't taken. They are my
Oh.
daughter,
Mhm.
and then I start with Canva or bigger paper. I mean, I like to work on paper as well.
So you have like a commission works and the one that you do, like, that you and,
Exactly.
and
To
do you have like an artist you remember maybe like that you were inspired by when you're starting out and then now that you also like to, whose art you like?
Oh, I have many, many artists I like. Oh, I just edited a book. I'm an editor. And on this book, I don't know if you saw that. Uh, well, there is a big interview and it's translated into English.
Oh, that's
Yeah, because
perfect.
yeah, I have a lot of foreigner collectors, so it was really important to translate it into English. And so there is an interview with a French journalist where I explain about my process and my inspiration. Going back to your question, and so there is a lot of picture of me working at my studio and of my paintings.
I feel like so lucky getting this like inside sneak peek on your like studio and process and
Yeah,
how it's
it's
all
studio. Yeah.
happening. Fascinating too. I love that.
Well,
Reading.
about the artist, I can. One of my favorite painters is Georgia O'Keeffe. Georgia O'Keeffe, she's like me, like doing a focus on what she paints, and I'm very inspired about the way she uses colors. And another American artist I love is Wayne Thiebaud.
Oh, okay.
You need to check what he does. I mean, it is the way he uses colors is amazing.
That works like
And
fascinates me. I didn't realize that like most of your are like, that you come like start to work with the pictures because like those are very beautiful people you have on your paintings. And I didn't realize they're like and
I am
actually
sur I am surrounded by beautiful people. But I mean, all the people I love are beautiful to me. So
the book is fascinating. It's incredible. So it's possible to get it on your website or
yeah,
is
yeah, yes, of course. You can get it on my website and it's shipped all over the world.
and do you have this like long-term vision or sort of like a dream where ideally you want to see your works in like many, many years, like museum?
Yeah,
Yeah. Or
yeah.
like
I have always have a vision from the moment I stopped my career in communication. Well, I was exhibited in a museum this year, but it's a small museum in France, but still it's a museum.
it's a museum.
Like, still it's a museum. And I was the only artist exhibited there for 3 months. So this was a big achievement. I think in my vision it was for later, this one, but I did it this year. Like the book, I mean, it was not for this year, but as the edition company asked me, I was very happy to do it. But yes, I would like to do more public exhibition. I mean, in museum, I would really love to have a gallery because for now I still sell myself and on
I was also curious because I think like your background is very rare, especially because for many artists, like because you worked in the communications and you know how, the scene is operating. And do you think it like I guess it should help you like, in
yeah,
knowing how
I,
to build your brand and grow it. I mean,
exactly.
yeah.
I know that I need to think about my art as a brand. Uh, because I mean, like, I don't have to only show my work on Instagram, for instance. I have to show the process. I have to show a little bit of me, but not too much. I mean, I know this is important because this is what I did for a brand. And also, well, I know how to use Instagram. I knew how to build a website. I know how to take good pictures, even if I'm not a photographer. I know that it's important to have an online presence. I mean, and I know a lot of very good artists that are not known because they don't know how to. And if you don't have a gallerist doing it for you, you have to do it by yourself, but it's another job.
I think it's also like maybe in a way even more authentic as like you're in control of your own brand. So if we talk about like Mathilde Polidori brand, right? Like what is
Yeah.
it? How do you, it's a very, I guess like a long-term question, but like how ideally want to be like remembered, like the brand, what would it stand for?
But I think it's about the emotions, the feelings I put on my painting, lot of colors and joy, um, lot of couples, but not only soft and generous. I think I don't want to do an art that would be too
Sad?
yeah, sad. It's not the word, but I was going to say sad. Uh, I mean, it's something political for me to do something joyful.
Hmm.
Very important. It's not just for the aesthetic, not just because it's beautiful, but because it brings something to the people that watch my art.
Hmm. That's very interesting you touched on this because I was about to ask, what is like beauty for you?
Beauty, it's what makes me feel something. So sometimes it's something sad or I mean, this is why I said I don't do sad art, but I can feel that it's very beautiful. For me, beauty is linked with emotions. Somebody beautiful for me is somebody who makes me feel something. It's not just about criteria. I mean, like, yes, a top model she can be beautiful from some criteria, but if you don't feel anything watching her, I mean, it's not my definition of beauty.
Hmm. Do you remember that's very fair definition. Like it made me think about the art and like when we're kids and we meet art for the first time, like how it affects us. Do you remember like going back in time when it was the first time for you as a kid or like, you know, the teenager when you faced the art and you were like, wow, this is like this really
Yeah, I think it was about the colors at first already. Yeah, I remember I was painting all the time from my 3 years old, something like that, and I felt something with the colors already. And then I remember when I went to the museum for the first time when I was much older, and I was always impacted by the colors of the artworks.
Yeah, I think the color is probably is for kids is a good one. It's like the things that impress us.
Yes,
And you also touched before on like the studio, and then when you work in the studio and the people come over. So is your studio open for a visit, or is just a
yeah,
specific day?
it's very open. Yeah, yeah. You just need to write me an email, explain why do you want to come. So I receive a lot of artists asking for questions and a lot of collectors who want to buy or just to watch the artworks when I don't have an exhibition. I receive a lot of people.
That's so important. And then it was when talking about mediums, because I think like even going through like most of your works, you showed like the drawings, the pastel, like the posters, and from someone coming from the fashion industry, have you ever thought? And I think there was even like some the blend of your works and like some objects, but even I don't know pivot to maybe like doing some I don't know like wearables, like self.
You mean like doing prints, like prints on
Yeah,
fabric?
yeah, like
Yeah, I
yeah.
would. I'm very, very open to this kind of collaboration. So I would love to. I almost did. How do you say foulard?
I guess
Well,
so.
scarf. Yeah, yeah, a scarf
Yeah.
with a French brand, but at the end they canceled the project. Well, I would definitely love to do.
And I want to talk a little bit about the projects that like now you're excited about it.
I am very happy because I will be part of a major exhibition in Paris in December. It's called Salon National des Beaux-Arts de Paris. It's a much older contemporary exhibition. Can present only one artwork. It will be this one behind. It's a very, very big painting. So I'm quite excited about this. I'm very happy when people can just walk and see my art in the street or in a restaurant or in a public area. So those projects are really important for me.
That's so fascinating to me that, there's someone who's creating these joyful, beautiful artworks. You also find it's like important, which I totally agree with, to bring this to,
Mm.
to the scene. And that's why I wanted to ask you, so what are your thoughts? I mean, if you go on, some art affairs or like other exhibitions, because I feel like right now the contemporary art is very often it's more about the hype and some like oddness. You look at this, you like, it doesn't look
Yeah,
pretty, very weird, like trashy, but people like, oh my God, there's like, so
yeah.
what are your thoughts on that?
It really depends on the person behind. I mean, on the artist. When I'm very curious and I try to listen a lot of podcasts to be able to understand the work of some odd artists, as you just said, because sometimes I don't understand why they do this. I mean, it's not beautiful. I don't understand, and it's really weird.
That's it's, I think it helps a lot that you talk about it because I think someone's coming from art and like the artist, if it makes you like leaves you confused, I've
Yeah.
also feel bad like
Yes.
people go there and be like, am I stupid? Am I not getting
No,
it?
no, no. And I have many artist friends that are confused too. So
Okay. That helps. But so is there like a places where you would ideally want to have say exhibitions in maybe in the next few years? Because I mean it's incredible in museums, incredible in Paris. Is it like maybe somewhere in Asia or like
uh,
US?
I think I would love to go back to the US. I went once for an exhibition in New York. So I think it would be great to do something else there. New York or Los Angeles or Miami because it's a very dynamic. I
I,
mean,
I am definitely needs more of your beautiful artworks, honestly. Like every time I'm seeing the art basel, I'm like, oh my God, like how I guess like my last question for you is that so what would you say keep you going as an artist, as a human, and like do what you do on every day? What is it for you?
it's a combination of my own energy, what I have, I mean, the paintings I have in mind, and other people energy. I mean, the energy of the people around me is very important for me.
Got me upside down, spinning around you. Wanna taste the clouds, dance with the moon. Take a trip around your body. Boy, I love the way you got me. Starry-eyed, got me starry-eyed. Losing all my focus, I can't even control it. You know your lips are golden, baby, get me high. Touching me like lightning, yeah, keeping it exciting. You know exactly what to do to